The following video will be about confidence scams and maybe the perfect example of this type, or exploiting your worst self and or intentions. You see spam on the internet comment sections. It's extremely easy to post, so we'll just say it's about crypto wallets and something called a seed phrase, or maybe a passphrase, or some other thing. And you might say to yourself, someone posted this, it's almost like they're letting people break into their account. And then we put up the General Akbar picture, it's a trap. Yeah, it is. Let's say it's OKEX and BINANCE, or any two crypto wallets. And let's say there's some sort of problem with transferring funds between two crypto wallets, which should not actually be a thing that exists. There should not be, in any way, shape, or form, a lower functionality level for an alternative product. If there's an alternative to YouTube, make it work like YouTube. If you're making Linux, make it have a startup mode that says, do you want this to look like a Macintosh or a Windows computer? Actually admit that people come from some other operating system and just let them use the interface they're used to so you can get them weaned off of fucking Windows and Mac. Sorry, but that's part of the rant here, and I'll bring it up. But don't deliberately introduce more stumbling blocks so people have to work around the stumbling block that you put in that was for security purposes. Do not make security harder than insecurity. Let's repeat. You've got two crypto wallets. I'll use them in the title. These are the two most common for the last 4 years. And someone will put up a seed phrase. This is for import that you use if you want to transfer funds between accounts. This is a spam because it's spread everywhere, and it's a scam. Compromised crypto wallets or rotten seed phrases. Attempts to trick users into cutting and pasting the seed phrase as presented into their piece of software for accessing cryptocurrency. And that causes to install the seed phrase and allows access to the crypto wallet or the crypto system that the person is using. You have their credentials, or partially do. You might have only partially shared capability. The following consequences. 1, if somebody puts money into it, the person who originally set it up might have superior accessibility to pull the money out or control whether it can be reversed, thereby being able to pull money out of whatever system you're using, whether it's on a cell phone, using an app, or a computer, or a web browser. It doesn't matter. And you might be offline and they can still control that and maybe others. It might link them together or not. WebTech, you sound ignorant on it. I sound like the average user, and I'm trying to present a fear in your head just long enough for you to understand. Come to a screeching halt and do the following signs. Does it seem like a newbie posting information that compromises their safety and security? That makes them look innocent and makes them look like they're the victim. And if you complain about them doing something negative, it's a victim that complains about you doing wire fraud. Does it encourage you, without saying it, to do wire fraud? If you take some money from someone in any way, shape, or form, I don't give a fuck if it's crypto wallet or Robux, anything. If you cause a person to lose something, you're committing a bad behavior. Yeah, but no, it isn't. That's why even in video games like Rust Legacy, I don't steal from people unless they attack me first. I don't do anything to the wolf attacking me unless it's attacking me. If it's leaving me alone, I don't shoot it. It's a set of rules I came up with, not because I'm a moralistic person, because it's part of the hacker ethic. Do not attack your attacker until they do. After you know that they're an attacker, show up as an assumed identity and attack them immediately. Let your anonymous version of yourself look bad. Example. This has been around for more than 4 years. You lure the victim, the scammer offers help or lucrative opportunity, some sort of inducement, or looks innocent and newbie-ish, and accidentally drops this. So someone did that on my channel today. So I put in, oh, okay, well, you need to get rid of this. It could be used to compromise your account. Then I also posted, yeah, this looks like you're compromising other people's accounts by doing bidirectional account hacking. Because again, if you touch every computer you connect with, you're connecting to every computer they've ever connected with. And this goes along with a lot of other things. Now I'm going to bring up why this is a business model. If you encourage people to do something that they will interpret internally as being bad, or they know they're doing something underhanded or maybe even criminal, they're less likely to turn you in. Nigerian scammer mode. Nigerian scam is based on, go look it up, but I'm going to give a really warped version of it. I'm a Nigerian scam, or excuse me, a Nigerian prince. I have a bunch of money I'm trying to free from the tyranny of my country. I'm trying to commit wire fraud and have money laundered. Would you help me? It's okay, nothing bad's going to happen, and even if it did, you can't go to Interpol because they'll arrest you because you're right there. Oh, here's my battery horse staple correct seed phrase to totally be able to create the complicated code set to make my access to my Google Pay. And I'm trying to transfer money between Google Pay and Apple Pay. Yes, I'm going to do that, Apple and Google. I'm going to talk about you fucknuts. And they have a upcharge they do, and they want it to be in this third format that is universal between them, but you have to do a translate thing, and they charge you because they know you're going to do transfer. Can you help me? Here's my codes. For both, because I use the same passphrase between two of them. Let's just say I did that because of reasons. Okay, so someone then goes in and becomes the scammer. They immediately have all of the negative tracings and codes because, again, this is crypto wallet or it's just Apple Pay and Google Pay. When you do this, bink, you get zeroed in on your IP address. Did you wall up? Are you behind the Great Firewall of China? No? Then don't do that. Unless you're Chinese intelligence, don't do this shit. For fuck's sake, don't. So anyway, now you've gone, bink, Apple and Google are staring at you. Oh, look, there's $5. I'm going to do a test because I'm going to feel honest. I'll put $50 in. Boop, it's gone. Okay, I just lost $50. Pretty simple, isn't it? Because the other person has been sitting there, they were logged in before you, they have precedent. They have dominant position. They're the ones who still have the original tokens and keys, not just a openly shared code, let's say, or anything else. That's it. It's gone. And then you complain to Apple and Google. And Apple and Google say, you were trying to connect these accounts through transferring through Robux or something so you can go play video games. Let's say you're playing Unturned, Rust, underneath Roblox. Let's just make this much more complicated. See how many layers there are? We have three parties. Apple and Google don't have to use the same intermediate transferring system. And a video game that uses it as internal money for you to get little doohickeys and skins, they're going to use a completely different thing, Robux. So we have maybe three possible systems. Okay, now let's make this international crime mode. Oh, I have euros. I need to transfer them into American dollars. If you're not aware of how infamously pain in the ass this can be, depending on what you're doing, transporting money between countries is under international law considered immediately suspicious. The transfer might go through, but they don't care about the money. They care about the person who is acting as the intermediary or courier. That would be you. Boop. They got a target. The previous target was floating in the ether because they actually had decent security, or it was just me just telling my computer not to give up information. So yeah, the business model here that I'm talking about, let's get this done. Hi, we're Apple. We're wonderful. It's just easy. It just works. By the way, if you try to go outside of Apple and it isn't somebody that we squeeze to get money out of, we're going to make this a pain in the ass and make it to where you lose money every transaction. And if you try to get around that, we're going to call it wire fraud and take you to court or just refuse to help you, which is what they do. They passive-aggressively don't help you when you get scammed. And here's Google. It's the same thing, just a different logo and different company name. and they do a financial system. And again, they're going to be monopolistic bastards. You know that. So they're going to keep it from having a transferability that's simple and straightforward. It's for ease of use with the customer when you go buy an apple or something or some cheese. Doop. Cool. But they don't want you using their competitor, and they don't want to be interpretable. They may be legally required to be, but they don't want to be. So they're going to be some other intermediate thing. That's where this meme comes from, because apparently going between these two different crypto wallets, and instead of them doing exactly what you would think they would do, where you can just transfer money, which is the way it's supposed to to do it in a way that would work practically and still have be hard to trace. The whole point of this is to make an untraceable form of credit card and bank account. Okay? They're going to use some system to keep them from being interpretable, even though they should be. You should be able to transfer between them. That's what I'm seeing here as a symptom, people talking about this. I'm not going to explore it any deeper than that. It doesn't matter. Because for this video, are you being encouraged to observe a problem and then exploit somebody who looks innocent and take the damn money? You see, I'm not letting you get away from that. That's literally what drives this. If you do something that you know damn good and well makes you look like a criminal, are you going to go to the cops when, not if, you get scammed? You are gullible. Everyone is. You are not clever. Ooh, I just figured out a really clever thing to do when someone hands this to me on a silver platter. It's a trap, Akbar. No, you're not clever. You are not smart. You are not intelligent. You don't know what you're doing. You're not the snowflake. You're not the main character. Everything. Destroy your ego so you can save a little money on not getting scammed. Same thing with the Nigerian scam. People sit there and say, oh, this sounds like a really clever way of doing things. Alarm bell goes off. This is money laundering, isn't it? Yeah, because at that point, if you contacted Interpol, originally when Nigerian scammers would do stuff, Interpol and the police department would investigate you, even though you're the victim. But were you really the victim? A reasonable and intelligent person who really is clever instead of just thinks it, wouldn't you say to yourself, isn't this just money laundering in some way? Couldn't this be interpreted that way? You're a Nigerian prince in a country that's overthrown the government and is hunting you down. They're going to declare the money theirs. It is actually, by definition, money laundering, more accurately, illegal transfer of monies out of a country that's decided to get rid of maybe a previous ruler that was an evil bastard. No, that's not really the Nigerian scam, and that's not really this scam either, but you get the idea. This video isn't about how to prevent this. The way you prevent it is to immediately have a trigger in your head that says, does this look like somebody trying to get me to think about doing something that would be illegal so I couldn't complain when I get scammed? If that is what's going on, it is. If that's what it feels like, it is. You are not clever, especially if they make it more of a puzzle than it needs to be. Oh, transfer Google Pay through Robux so I can get into my Apple account. If you see anything like that, it's a fucking scam. It doesn't even matter if you can figure out how the scam works, and that's the last part. It doesn't matter if you can figure out how you're being scammed. Just because you're not smart enough to figure out that you're getting scammed doesn't change the fact that you're just dumb. By definition, if you I can't figure out any possible way I can be scammed here, that just means you're not clever enough to be a scammer. Congratulations, I guess. But that just means you're assuming that your ignorance or inability to process this somehow proves that it's legit. Lastly, you can read lots of articles on exactly how to do this transfer. Lots of people helpfully doing it. I found 4 of them. But when I looked it up as a scam, all I found was a Reddit post and something from quite literally this year and 4 years ago, explaining it. None of them were on any place that I would consider legit looking, and all the explanations on how to go along with this so you get trapped were magically posted to places where people get questions and answers done, like Yahoo Answers and Quora. Oh, very helpful guides on how to do this, including links. And then immediately followed, 4 answers down, with a, yeah, this is a scam, don't do it. So hopefully this has been helpful to you and you didn't fall for this. And if you did, you're going to have to figure out how to fix it because I don't know. But again, it's not that it's too good to be true. If it makes you feel like you're a criminal and you're clever and it sounds interesting, you're not clever. It is made to do that. It's to entice you, and there's a trap. Always. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.